What's going on? This is brother Jay, and I'm back again with another thought of day, man. And you won't believe this. Well, you probably would. You know what I'm saying? If you're from, the streets and stuff like that, you wouldn't know. If you're from the birds and shit like that, you won't know. But anyway, the topic of the day is called sperm jacking. Ooh, we shout out to the brother, MTR, watching one of his clicks, he put me on game on something that I heard about, but it really didn't show up in the court. So it was a court show called We the People. And there's this 28-year-old brother, suing, a black woman, for basically, cause him emotional distress. Now, to give you the full story, in quick mode, the story is like this. He met this lady and stuff like that through his homie. They hung out, they kicked it, and on the same night, she invited him to the house and they had sex. He had a condom on, So they had sex, like 3 revolutions and stuff like that. And then, he dipped and never called her back again. Okay? Now, she's saying that she's pregnant with his baby because she dug through the trash and took a syringe, withdrew the sperm, and inseminated in her body and stuff. And now she's stating that she's pregnant with him by, with this kid by him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ooh, that bitch is scandalous. I'm talking about scandalous, bro. See, first of all, when you do a move like that, if it's a one night stand, you gotta make sure you put that shit in the toilet and whoosh. You know what I'm saying? You flush that motherfucker. You don't sit up here and throw it in the trash can, man. Come on. No telling what you'll do with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So the crazy part of the in hook is this. So the judge and stuff like that in question separate said, I chose to get a DNA test and stuff like that to see if you actually are the father. And come to find out he's not the daddy. So that lets me know that she sat up here, fuck with another dude. He busts a load all in her and shit like that, but he's probably a flea bag. Neighborhood nobody, piece of shit dude. Now, mind you, he's the guy who's being accused of being the baby's daddy. He's 28 years old. She's 40. And she's admitting open court that, yeah, my clock is ticking and I want to have a baby and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw the opportunity, I took it because, what's left in my house is mine. The bitch had the nerve to say that because you sit up here and tied off the condom and threw it in the trash, she has the right to rifle through the trash, pull out a syringe, and inseminate herself with your discarded sperm. Bro, this is scandalous. This is scandalous, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised there's not a law against this shit. You know what I'm saying? You're basically forcing fatherhood on motherfuckers and shit. Now, if she's in court about this, that means there have been several bitches that did the same fucking move. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can already tell what the game is. The game was like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying? She was fucking somebody, he was a flea bag. She knows that he's a, quarterback, in college and stuff like that. She sees that he's trying to go places. So she maneuvered herself on purpose to line him up to become the daddy, even though she had this other dude over here busting nuts all in her. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the crazy part, the judge said, well, you know what I'm saying, being that, you know, the DNA test showed that he's not the father, so that, do you know who the daddy is? She said, yes, I do. What the? Oh, you scandalous, scandalous hoe. You know you fought fucking multiple people and shit. But because the person that you know got you pregnant is a flea bag and ain't worth shit, you trying to sit here and piggyback off of a dude right here that has a promising future and shit. Man. Ooh. This is the lower levels of hell. This is the lower levels of fucking, you know what I'm saying, deviant behavior, you know what I'm saying? How low can you get? And then she want to sit there and say, you know what I'm saying, that that's her property because he discarded at her house. Bruh. So, needless to say, that he won that case, and he only sued her for $3,500. He could have went further with this. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that he was, hey, he was just trying to set an example. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to really rake this woman over the coals. She needs jail time for shit like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm surprised that he ain't take her to civil court. I mean, no, sorry, because that's what the court is, like, pretty much. That is a civil case. You know what I'm saying? But he should have took her to a criminal court, because what she did would have tied him up for 18 years to pay for a child that ain't even his, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's like that's like what? You know what I'm saying? If I had to like go through my Rolodex real quick, because I'm not a paralegal, but if you look at the circumstances, first of all, that's theft. You know what I'm saying? Then that's also defamation. You know what I'm saying? And perjury. Because she's saying that she stole the sperm, she injected herself, he's the daddy. That's perjury. Especially when you said you know who the daddy is. That's perjury, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If the fucking brick lady got 90 days in jail and some of that, at least bitches like this should at least the lowest get 90 days in jail. And I'm talking about 90 days straight. You know what I'm saying? No good time, no time out for good behavior, and you get out in fucking 60 to 70 days, and no, you do the whole 90. And you have a criminal record. Because see, when you start fucking with these women's money, they'll stop that scandalous shit. They'll stop it. You know what I'm saying? As long as they, you know what I'm saying, oh, they gonna just slap me on the wrist and let me go. They gonna keep on doing this scandalous shit, you know what I'm saying? Because no one is showing them the actual severe penalties for doing scandalous shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it's encouraging people because they're gonna say, what the judge gonna say? Oh, bad girl. Pay this little fine and go home. You know what I'm saying? No, when you strike motherfuckers with jail time, then it'll start sinking in like, ooh, even though I want to do the scandalous move, but if I get caught, nigga, I'm losing my job. I got a felony on my record and shit, and I'm viewed as a scandalous bitch on the internet. So, to land my plane, thanks again to MTR, you know what I'm saying, because he really covered this case fully, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, I mean, like I said, I knew these moves was happening, but I didn't know that it was in open court like this. You know what I'm saying? I knew that motherfuckers doing scandalous shit, but in open court, and the broad is admitting to the judge, yes, I dug in the trash, got that nigga sperm and did this move right here. So, brothers out there, the lesson to be learned is this. If you're doing a one-night stand and you know that you don't want to see this broad again, do not leave the evidence behind. Either you flush it, which is what I would do. I'll flush it right down the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Or take it with you, which is, what I'm saying, you don't want your coat or your clothes smell like, padussy. You know what I'm saying? But if you have to, yeah, take it with you. You know what I'm saying? But do not leave, your sperm behind in a trash can in this woman's house, and have the faith and belief system that she's not going to do something scandalous. You know what I'm saying? Especially young brothers in college, they the main ones that fall for this okey doke bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So please be safe, be conscientious. At least he was responsible because he made love to her with a condom on. The bad part is he left the condom behind. I bet you right now he learned the lesson, but he's kicking himself in the ass on this shit like, you dumb motherfucker. Because you don't never underestimate how scandalous a woman can go. And on that note, I'm out of here. Deuces. Ugh.